What's up, guys? Welcome to our third and final segment on the Sylas ball review, where I teach you guys how to play Sylas in the late game. So our three concepts in this video are going to be, you're going to figure out your role in a team fight, because late game, this is where all the explosive team fights happen. This is where everyone plays for the money. This is where you have to figure out if you are a frontline drain tank or you are a backline assassin. In this team fight or in this comp, I'm going to realize I am a frontline drain tank for my team. All I want to do is create enough space for my Ezreal and Zillion to do a lot of utility damage, while me, Viego, and Kiana just go in and take the front reins or the front lines. The second concept, you have to roam and fight. You want to hit level 16, which is going to be our third concept, but the way to get that is you have to be split pushing, and once you split push and have enough meaningful pressure, you need to roam and fight. These two concepts are going to be hand in hand, and so I'm going to show you that in today's video. Starting with a bit of a jump cut from where we ended from our last VOD. Our last VOD, we ended with a pretty good fight, and I end up showing you guys this one where I end up dying in the enemy team on Baron. That being said, the score is even with a 23-23, but keep in mind, I'm the big reason why my team's still in the game. And so here, I'm going to get a TP off flank behind them, and I'm going to immediately hop right into the fray. They see that I have TP'd, Zed's very aware of it. Let's talk about what I can do here. I do not have my R key up, and the enemy team has not caught on that I'm behind them yet, other than Zed. Now that Rakan has caught up, I'm going to use my E, make it look like I'm going for the Zed, then cast it onto Rakan. The reason being is very obvious. The Zed has Edge of Night, and I can't really break it yet. So here, I'm going to kill the Rakan because he's the only one that has CC in this current moment, because all Zed has right now is pure damage, and he's not strong enough to one-shot. So here, I look for the Rakan. I'm almost one-shot, but I make it to my Zillion, and I'm going to take everything in my power to try to kill his Rakan. So I finish him off with the Everfrog, and now Nidalee has overcommitted and jumped into me, which allows me for an easy cleanup. So now that I've cleaned up this fight, I would like to do the objective, and I'm going to actually end up doing it, but I need people to start tanking this because I am Sylas and I can't do this tanky damage. Turns out my team doesn't want to end up doing Baron, unfortunately. They're too scared of Zed, and my jungler just spawned. And so what we're going to do instead is we're going to take a reset in order to prep for this next dragon fight. Again, you saw what I did in that last team fight. All my teammates, all they did was show up at the end and pretty much just get their little hits in, while I did most of the damage and did most of the drain tanking. That is going to be my role in almost all of these team fights. So with us giving up the dragon now, my main goal is to just take as many resources as I can. I'm going to ward and check my jungler's camp to see if they're on the bot side. Turns out most of it's gone. Until the dragon dies, I know that I'm safe enough to pretty much farm this mid wave, because usually when dragon spawns, most teams send about 2 to 3 members onto it. So here, I push this in, I take mid lane turret, and I'm also here to fight this Malphite. So why am I so confident in fighting here? The big thing is, number one, I still have my ulti because it wasn't up yet during that Baron skirmish. Number two, I have Zillion here with his ulti up, and I'm playing around his abilities. And number three, I'm just fed as hell, guys. But what ends up happening is 4 of them show up, and this is where me and Zillion have to make a break for it, because even though I have the Malphite ulti and I can kill Malphite, killing Malphite in order just to let myself die is just not worth it, because then they get another Baron attempt, and this time around I don't have teleport. So the enemy team still has not taken the dragon yet, which is honestly really surprising. And so what I'm going to end up doing is I believe I end up taking my team's blue buff so I can continuously get my abilities. Viego's a bit pissed, and he's just taking the blue buff away from me with Smite. Again, I have a bunch of baby ragers. I deal with this on the daily, so do you guys, but again, I'm carrying this one. So here Zed immediately goes on me, and what happens is I do believe that I might end up dying here. So I do end up dying, and the reason why I made the mistake is, number one, I got a little bit too cocky. Let's talk about this. I have Malphite ulti really early. Like I said, I'm looking for any way that I can to burn this, and I miss my Q onto Zed. At this moment in time, there are 3 to 4 people in mid, and so this is where they're confident enough to try to kill me. Zed immediately combos me. I immediately Zhonya's because I thought I would be safe, but it turns out there are 3 people here, and Zed has a lot of damage. He's just as fed, if not more fed, than Nidalee in terms of damage. That was my mistake, but luckily Zed makes his own mistake here by base checking, and Kiana gets a really good pick with the Zillion. And here they're stalling out the Baron take. So luckily my team does pick up my slack. Again, this all stems from the fact of my mid-game VOD review, where I help my teammates get their own kills and feed my mid laner those kills, such as that Malphite kill on the bot lane and a few kills on the top lane with that Nidalee kill. And because of this, my teammate is now strong enough to where they can actually hold off on their own, and they're killing the enemy team for me. And so here, I'm going to go bot lane. Like I said, I need to hit level 16 as fast as possible. I'm already right up there because I'm level 15, highest level in the game. And so all I need is some solo EXP and get some split push pressure going on so I can roam and fight and apply pressure into, well, the entire map. So I'm just burning all my abilities onto this wave. Nothing too exciting. And now that I see Viego taking the wave way early up here, this is where I had to shift my attention in order to go mid. Again, you always want to be in a lane where someone else isn't. Unless it is completely dangerous, it's better just to be there so you can collect this EXP and farm. Unfortunately here, Zillion ends up taking my wave. I'm super depressed, but I get the cannon. And so because Viego takes my bot wave, I do think I end up taking his Raptors because, well, they're available and I also don't like this guy. So pick up the Raptors, and at this point, I'm basing so I can get my death cap. Now that I am 4, I am extremely strong with my Cosmic Drive, my Everfrost, my Zhonya's, and my death cap. Another big tip that I'm going to point out in every video, always leave the base with control wards. Unless you only have enough gold to complete a big item like the death cap, always buy 2 control wards or as many control wards as you can so you can place them around the map and prepare for team fights. So with the enemy team deathballing, the reason why I'm no longer splitting right now is because Qiyana has taken over that responsibility for me. We have to take turns because we cannot 1-3-1 as a team. The reason why 1-3-1 doesn't work is because they have too much pick potential on sides with the Nidalee movement and Zed movement, mobility, and Malphite having ulti. So if they pick one of us, chances are the team fight's gonna be extremely hard for the 4v5. But because it is gonna be a 4v5, we just have to not end up getting picked by them as long as we stay grouped up. And so one of our teammates is going to have to split, whether it be me or Qiyana or Viego, and get some pressure onto the map to split them up. So here, we are just taking out some vision. I'm playing very cocky because I understand how strong I am. This objective is very volatile right now. And you know that tip I said in the first 2 VOD reviews? Plan out your ultis and don't take a Malphite ulti too soon. The reason why I take this Malphite ulti now, even though I know there's not a fight right now, is because I want to scare the enemy team. I want to bring that feel like, guys, Sylas has Malphite ulti. Don't fight him. It's a bluff. It's a big bluff because I cannot use this to go into them. Trust me, guys. I genuinely can't unless it's a full-on team fight. And so with this pressure now being applied to the bot lane turret, Zed is using his double W here, and I'm just trying to burn any abilities that I can. I'm just looking for any reason to go in here when my team's around. So here, Zig actually does quite a bit of damage to my HP bar. Kind of hurt, not gonna lie. But now we're pushing up mid, and now Viego's on split push duty while we are 4. Notice that every single time we are 4, someone has the right to split off. And when someone splits off, one of us has to come back. And so now I'm just choking them out of vision with my pink wards and my regular ward. And then I go bot lane to pretty much take this wave back. Why do I do this? Because Viego theoretically should be pathing back mid. And we also see that Ziggs has now split off from the group. And now Zed's going to try to 1v1 me. This is where Zed messes it up. Because I'm going to immediately Zhonya's his ulti, break his shield. And I believe I follow him up with a Malphite ultimate. No, not quite. Okay, well, I don't know why I didn't Malphite ulti him, but I should have. So that's a mistake on my end. Oh, no. Zed comes back. This is why I don't Malphite. So I Malphite ult him now, and then I one-shot Zed and I get the blue buff. So I'm glad I remember killing this guy. I just don't remember how I did it. I knew it had something to do with Malphite ulti. And so with the enemy jungler dead, my jungler dead somehow, I didn't even notice that. But me killing the mid laner, I now just want to assert pressure. I do not do a lot just standing right in front of my team other than being just a scary menace. But I'm even more scary when I approach from the side while my team comes from a different angle because now they're just cornered into against the wall where Qiyana could possibly land an ulti if she had it up. But it's also because it makes it easy for my team to land skill shots. I'm thinking of these things because I know how much positioning and how much you can corralling your opponents can be. And because I'm finally level 16, I can pretty much take Malphite ulti off cooldown now. This is where I hit my third concept of hitting 16. I know my role in a team fight and I'm just roaming and fighting, playing with my team. And so with this dragon coming up, I think I look for a TP angle or I look for just a regular walking angle because I have 10 seconds to get to this dragon. Again, this is their mountain soul. This is a very important dragon for them. We don't want to give them this. So my first course of action, bravely E over the wall. The reason why I end up doing this is because number 1, I have to apply a ton of pressure that I maybe don't have. This is the biggest bluff ever because they know that our jungler is topside. This guy is being a little whiny boy or whiny baby and he's not going to group with us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk over this wall and I'm going to act like I own the world. I end up eating the Malphite ulti and they end up clumping on me. Because of this, look at this Qiyana ulti, guys. This is huge. Into a Malphite ulti that I can pick up because I'm level 16. Because of that concept, I have another Malphite ulti in that I can one-shot the rest of these guys. And then I end up killing this Nidalee too, I believe. Hold on. Give me a second here. End up landing the chains, kill Nidalee, go to my Qiyana, help this guy out, end up killing the Zed too. Oh my god. And then we pretty much just win the game at this point. I understood my role in a fight. I have to be the big tank because if I'm not going to do it and Viego's going to be a little baby, I have to just step up to the plate and pretty much just carry this entire game on my own. Trust me, guys, this game was really fun, but it was pretty taxing on the mental because all my teams were inting, even my mid laner, until I gave her a couple kills, and my jungler was taking my blue buffs, taking camps, waves, everything to piss me off. It was not a good time. But I stayed true to my concepts. I played the team fights, I hit level 16, I roamed, used my lead, and this ends up being a total dub as this is the final fight. Here I TP right into their base, take the Malphite ulti, 3-man Malphite ulti, into a one-shot into the Zed, into an Everfrost, into a casting W again to one-shot the Malphite, and I just killed the Sylas and I end up dying just for fun. And that's how you win the game as Sylas late game. This is a 3-part VOD. Watch each of these 3 videos in order to understand what you can do to move on to the next step. You cannot start at just a late game Sylas VOD. You have to understand how to get there. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this series, and good luck on Sylas on the Rift. Peace, guys.